So for the new folks, my name is Diana, and I'm in the rotation of teachers with Katie and Kathy. So what are we doing today? I said we're doing bottoms up. So we're going to start certainly with our breath work, but once we finish that, we're going to start with the feet. And we actually have a pretty big concentration on the feet today. And then we'll move up the legs to the legs, the hips, the ribs, the shoulders, the head, the face. So that's what we're going to do. Mostly flexibility today, a little bit of agility if we have time in the end. Most of it will be seated. If you choose to stand in the end, for the agility work, you're welcome to, or you can stay in the chair if that's safe for you. But we'll use the chair to support us for safety reasons. So you've got your chair. So let's all start just shifting your weight. I've got my feet just in a comfortable place on the ground, both feet ground. I'm just going to shift my weight from side to side and make myself like a little S. If that feels good, just sort of shifting the weight. You feel your weight on one sits bone and then the other. And then see if you can make yourself do a teeny weeny little twist. So just sliding the hands up and down the thighs, little tiny twists. Just your natural breath. And then take your hands and just shake them out. Just shake your arms, let your shoulders be heavy. I already can take off layer one. That's pretty good. All right, I'm gonna throw that aside. So just shake it out. You can probably see me better without that heavier jacket on. All right, now let's bring the hands to the thighs. And I'm sitting away from the back of my chair so that my feet are well grounded. And I have the posture of the mountain, which is sitting on those sits bones, grounding my feet. My knees, my ankles, and my hips are lined up. My shoulders are over my pelvis, and the crown of my head is over my pelvis. So you have some engagement of your muscles here. Even though we're going to do some easy breath, I want you to actually start to work to engage the body, which is the great thing about chair yoga, is that you're actually trying to stay in a position that supports you, but you've engaged your muscles to do that. So let's let the hands rest on the thighs, relax the shoulders, relax your head, close your eyes if it's comfortable for you. And we're just going to feel the breath moving in and out of the body, just a few rounds. And if you maybe just sat down in your chair, your heart rate might be a little high. It's okay. Just breathe how your body's asking you to breathe right now. Close your eyes again if it's comfortable. And what I want you to feel when you breathe is the places in your torso that lift or widen as you breathe. So just even breathing in and out the nose in your natural breath, you'll probably feel the belly pooch out as you breathe out, breathe in, and pooch back in as you breathe out. You can even put your hand there if you want to feel your belly moving out when you breathe in and back in when you breathe out without you trying to pull it back in. It's just going to move back in. It's the diaphragm working that pooches the belly out and then pulls back in. And then if you can, deepen your breath so that you feel the breath move to the rib cage. So your belly will pooch out and maybe you feel the ribs widen. You can even bring your hand to one side or the other and feel the ribs widen. So we started with natural breath. Maybe now take a little bit of a deeper breath. If you didn't feel the ribs widen with your natural breath, you definitely need to take a deeper breath. Again, close your eyes, relax your shoulders. Sitting up tall. And now, if you want to take an even deeper breath, not necessary, you might be able to feel the breath come up to your chest so that the place that we think we're breathing right up here, we don't want to breathe just up here. We want to breathe up the whole torso. Even though your lungs are up here, when you breathe fully, your belly, your ribs, and then your upper body are all engaged as you inhale the breath, widening, lifting. As you exhale, the breath falls back down. So if it's comfortable for you, take maybe one or two more deeper breaths. And then I'm gonna have us work in a combination of breathing and making a noise. So we'll be using our lungs to make a sound. So let me explain it. You guys can just keep breathing or go back to your natural breath. We're going to take our inhale in 3 sips. So in other words, a little sip, the belly comes out, a little bigger sip, the ribs come out. The third sip is your deepest part of your inhale. And when you exhale, I want you to say, like you're in a movie theater and everybody's making noise and you want them all to hear you say, shh, okay? If you don't like the 3 sips, just take a big inhale and SH out the mouth when you exhale. So we're going to use some force to make that sound. So if you're doing sips, I want you to do them on your own, even though I'll be saying sip, sip, sip. Do it at your own rate, okay? So let's take a nice inhale with sipping up just a little bit of inhale, sip a little bit more. The deepest sip, it takes you to the highest, and I'm going to go. Return to your natural breath for a second because the big shish out might make you dizzy. And let's do it again. We'll do maybe 2 or 3 rounds of this. Sip in, take another sip in of your inhale. And after each sip, it's just a tiny pause. Third sip in, you're at your highest, deepest inhale, and then return to your breath. I can't hear you guys. I assume you're making the sound. If it doesn't feel right to make the sound, just breathe out the mouth. Let's do one more round. Inhale, taking the sip. Another sip, feel the ribs widen. The third sip, maybe the collarbones lift. Return to your natural breath. Breathing in the nose and out the nose. And now I'm going to do the energy medicine wake up. I don't know if Katie or Kathy are doing these with you. Jacqueline always did these, and I did them sometimes. We're just going to do some tapping on specific parts of the body to wake up some yin organs. So we're going to take our hands to our collarbones. And as you draw your hands along that collarbone, come to the center where you have those notches and drop below into the soft tissue right below that. And you can use your fingers, you can use your fists, you can massage. We're just going to massage this point called K27, the end of your kidney meridian. And when we breathe, we'll breathe in the nose and out the mouth. You don't have to make a sound, just breathe in the nose and out the mouth. So I've been rubbing mine, but you can tap them. A lot of classes are doing tapping now, waking up your energy. You decide what level of contact you want with your body, and then move to the center along the sternum, right there between the breasts, a little bit above the breast. Go over the thymus gland and pound there with your fist. Thymus gland helps us make T cells to fight viruses and infections. And then go ahead and bring your hands to your side body. We're going to tap along the spleen meridian, the very end point of the spleen meridian. So I'm like a monkey, just taking my hands to my spleen meridian and tapping there, maybe tapping in a little bit more into the ribs in the front and out to the side, breathing in the nose and out the mouth. The last tap is going to be on your face, middle finger, right at the top of the cheekbones. Make sure your feet are really well grounded and tap on the cheekbones. And see if you can move your toes, like wiggle them as you tap your cheekbones. And then let your hands shake off. And then we're going to do a homolateral march. So bring your right hand to your right knee and then your left hand to your left knee. So you don't have to lift the leg up if you don't want. You can just tap the leg and then shake that off. And then we're going to do crossovers. Opposite hand, opposite leg. You decide where you want the arms to go. They can stay low. They can go high. You can make them really big and do this if you want, even though we haven't warmed up the shoulders. You just decide what's comfortable for you right now. Crossing the energy over, right to left, left to right. Breathing still in the nose, out the mouth, if that's comfortable for you. And you can go faster than me if you want. And then let your hands rest down on your legs and just notice if you feel like a little warming of the body, energy moving. And then place one hand over the other right at your low belly and set an intention for your class or for your day, or maybe you've already set one. Bring your thoughts back to that. And we're going to take our hands and zip right up the front of the body, like you have a big zipper all the way up to the low lip, and then turn your palms. You can turn them forward and reach out, or turn them up and reach out and down, and do that 2 more times. This next time I reach my arms out, I'm going to lift them up and I'm going to sweep them into these figure eights, back and forth, warming up our shoulders and our elbows. One more time. Breathe deep, breathe in, zip up all the energy work, and then figure eights down. The last thing we do is we hook it all in, we lock it in. One finger, I usually use my third finger right in the belly button, the other finger between the brows, the third eye. Press in and pull up. Ground your feet, ground your hips, lift the crown of the head. Just 3 whole regular breaths in and out, in the nose, out the mouth, or in the nose, out the nose, if that feels better for you. It's hard for me to do any of that breathing while I talk. So you find that breath and then let the hands rest down. Okay, let's go to the feet. So we are probably all going to want to see our feet. So you might move your feet a little bit more forward. So if you're at a place where you can hinge and it's comfortable, that you can see what your feet are doing. So some of us might have the feet wider. Some of us could even bring our feet up on blocks if you want to, if it feels good to you to do that. But I actually like mine on the mat. And what we're going to do is we're going to lift our toes off the ground, all of your toes. Can you see my toes? So I pulled baby toe up as well. And while I lift the toes up, I'm pressing down with the balls of my feet. And then when you lower them down, keep the space that you have when you lifted them up. So the toes are probably spread now. See if you can keep the spread, put them on the mat, and then lift them again. It's like little toe push-ups, and then press them down to the mat, keep them spread. Let's do that 2 more times. Lift your toes. When you lift the toes, the balls of the feet are pressing in. Spread the feet, keep them spread as you put them down. Last time, lift the toes. Feel the balls of the feet grounding down, and then lower them down. Now we're going to lift the toes, and then we're going to squinch the toes. Instead of spread them out, we're going to squinch them. So let's lift the toes, spread them, balls of the feet, and now try to squinch them like if you do this with your hands, you're doing the same thing with your toes. Stretch the top of your toes. My feet came off the ground when I did that. I think that's probably pretty normal. So you have room to actually squinch them as best you can. So we're lifting and spreading, and then we're squinching them in. Same thing, 2 more times. Feet grounded, toes lifted and spread, and then squinch them in. Last time. Lift the toes, spread the toes, squinch your toes in like you're trying to pick up something like a penny off the floor. And then bring your feet back down. And here's the fun part. See if you can lift just your big toe. So we've been lifting the toes. Can you leave all 4 toes down and lift the big toe only? Just lift that. Lift it away from the floor as best you can. Everybody got it? All right, go ahead and lower that down. Now, I want you to try to lift the pinky toe and the big toe. So try to keep the 3 toes in the middle down, and even press them down a little bit to help with the opposition of lifting the big toe. Maybe the big toe comes first and then maybe the baby toe. Whoops. I have trouble with this one, but it's fun to try. So the baby toe and the big toe are trying to lift away, and the other toes are pressing down. Almost feel like you're trying to widen your big toe and your baby toe away from each other, and that might help you a little bit. And then go ahead and release. Did anybody get it? I can't tell. I wasn't that successful, so it's a practice, right? All right, now let's do this. Lift the heels. So we're stretching. The heels are going to be the heel lined up with the ankle, so we don't have any of this lazy stuff with the ankles. And then lower back down, and then lift your toes. Spread your toes when you lift them, and then lift the heels. Lift the toes. One more time, lift the heels. Lift the toes. All right. The next one I want to do with you guys is a little bit for the ankles. So I want you to keep your feet grounded and see if you can try to bring some pressure to your ankles as if you're trying to move your ankles closer to each other on the inside and then further away from each other. So it's going to be a sensation in the ankle. It's actually strengthening the ankles. You can bring your hands to your thighs. See if you can keep your thighs from really coming together tight, that most of the motion is going to be effort on the inner ankle and then on the outer ankle. So feet grounded. So I don't want to lift the toes up. It's not going to be a lot of motion, but you'll feel work in your ankles. So this is good help with stabilization and strength in your ankles. And I'm just going back and forth between the outer side of my foot and the inner side of my foot. It's not a lot of motion to see, but I can feel it. Can you guys feel it? And let's go ahead and relax it down. The last thing is an assignment, like in school. And you are going to take your right foot and capital letters, make your foot make capital letters of your first name, and then the left foot, capital letters of your last name. So we'll have some nice ankle range of motion. So if you have a long name, I'm sorry, but I've started my first name and just draw the letter. If you ever had any kind of ankle physical therapy, this is a very common thing they do. They want you to really get all the different angles and range of motion in your ankle. Lucky me, I finished my first name. I'm glad I have my married name because my maiden name was 13 letters. And my married name is much shorter. How you guys doing? Are you doing it? Imagine you can see the letters. You don't have to hand it in. You're also using the strength. If it's too much to hold your leg out, you can always do it on the ground. I should have said that in the beginning. Don't have to hold your leg up, but that gives you some thigh work. And then lower down, shake it out, shake it out. I'm going to make sure I've done everything I wanted. So you feel like your ankles have woken up a little bit and your toes? Okay. All right, leg stretches. So we're going to do knee hugs. You definitely need to be towards the edge of your seat for these. And I'm going to give you options for knee hug. Knee hug can be lifting your leg to wherever it feels okay and holding under the knee, or maybe it goes higher and you hold in front of the shin. So either lift it here or maybe a little deeper in. So we're going to hold with one hand though. All right. I just did it with two hands because I'm going to have you crossing hands and do a little cross body stuff. So sit tall in your chair, sit bones grounded, feet well grounded, core engaged, and lift up the right knee and hold it with your right hand, wherever you're going to hold it. Draw it in, nice big inhale, and then exhale back down. Left knee, left hand. Draw it to where you want to draw it. Feel the crease, the flexion in the hip, whatever feels available to you, and the knee, of course. And let's do it again. Right hand, right leg. Left hand, left leg. Now left hand, right leg. Right hand, left leg. Switch again. So like a cross crawl, we're going a little deeper to get the flexion in the hips. All right. Next one we want to do, butterfly. So bring your feet together so the inner edges of your feet touch and your knees touch. Sit definitely at the edge of your chair, and then let the knees drop away and then back together again. So let them drop just wherever it feels like a nice, easy stretch and starting to get some range of motion in the hips, but also stretching the inner thigh muscles, the butterfly. And we'll go a little deeper with this, but this is a good start. All right. Now, here's where some people might want to block. We're going to stretch the hamstring and the calf. So some of us might feel comfortable with the heel to the ground and toes to the sky. Again, we're at the edge of the chair, so you feel like you've got room to get the leg out. If that's too much, put the block on the ground, and you won't have to go down so far. And you can still press your foot down on the heel of your foot onto the block. So you decide which one you want to do. So I've got my left knee bent, my left knee's over my left ankle. I'm sitting nice and tall. My hip bones are grounded and even. I'm going to press into the left foot, press it into the ground so you feel the whole left leg engage. Press the right heel into the ground. Bring your hands to your hips. Sit nice and tall. Keep pressing the heel of the right and the whole foot of the left down. And maybe you bring your heart forward a little bit. Oh, it will add to the stretch in the hamstring and the calf. You don't have to hinge at all. If you get enough stretch with just flexing your toes back, stay there. Okay, take one nice deep inhale. Send that inhale into the stretch. And then exhale, sit back up. Bring that leg in. Notice what the right leg feels like. Just straighten it out like that. You know, you get a lot of really a lot of stretching just by flexing the ankle and bringing the toes up to the sky. There's a lot of action there, a lot of lengthening. So that might be enough for you. You decide what's enough and go to where it feels comfortable. We don't want any pain at all. I'm going to bring my hands to my hips, make sure I'm sitting tall, shoulders relaxed, ground my right foot, ground my left heel, toes to the sky. And if it's comfortable and you want to do a little more, hinge forward. Only to a place that you feel a stretch. The goal is to stretch the hamstring and the calf of your left leg now. And if you're hinging forward, we have still a nice straight spine. We're not bringing our head down. And then slide yourself, sit back up, slide your leg back in. Wiggle out your legs if you want. And next one, legs in a V. Legs in a V. Still at the edge of my seat. So here, a little deeper stretch on the inner thighs now. So I want my knees over my ankles and feet are grounded again. So even if, like I'm on a mat, you guys might not be on a mat. Even if you're slightly off the mat, I still want the whole foot evenly feeling like it's grounded. And just go to a place where you can move the knees away, still over the ankles, that you feel a stretch in the inner thighs. If that's enough, stay there. That's enough stretch. Two options. Blocks under the feet is going to be a bigger stretch. It's going to be a deeper stretch in this pose. So that's an option, or keep your feet on the ground. And if you're raising up on the blocks, keep those knees wide, keep those feet angled out. Here's what we can do. Everybody, whether your feet are on the ground or whether they're on the blocks, we're going to inhale nice and deeply. Press into both feet. So nice and even on the whole foot. Keep the knees wide and hinge forward. Hinge forward with the heart. The core is engaged and the head is still in line like you're in mountain pose. So I'm not trying to lead forward with my head or my chin. A lot of people do a chin. You want to hold a little orange underneath your chin. So this is active. You're pressing the foot down, stretching the knees wide, and the heart forward. You have a little bit more sensation in the stretch of the legs. Press down into the feet, press down with your hands on your thighs and lift yourself back up if you were in the forward fold. And then bring your feet back together. Maybe bounce them a little bit. I think I have a figure 4 on here as well. All these things for hips. Oh, next one I had was seated thigh stretch. Okay, this one, we need to turn sideways. Sideways on the chair. So right now my right hip bone is on, not hip bone, my sits bone is on the chair. And my left leg, depending on your chair and how tall you are, etc., I just want to move my thigh back so that I feel a stretch in the front of my left thigh and down the front of my left, yeah, my left thigh and my hip. So this whole part of me is getting a stretch. I'm grounding this foot. I'm going to bring my right hand to the back of the chair and turn myself so I'm completely looking forward over this right leg. If you want, arm can reach up. So the right arm reaches up, the left arm reaches up, the right foot is grounding, and then the left balls of the feet, whatever's touching the ground with the left foot, ground that as well, like you're trying to reach up and reach down. And then go ahead and lower. Slide your leg in gently. Good thigh stretch, good front of the hip stretch. And we'll just switch sides. So we're sitting now on the left butt cheek, safely on the chair. You can bring your left hand to the back of the chair for stability. And maybe your right leg, maybe your right knee is here and you feel stretched. That's fine. You take it to where you feel stretch. And don't force it. Just make it easy. You want to have easy breath. So I'm going to press down into the left foot. Keep the left knee stable just by using my muscles on the outer thigh to do that. And here I had this lovely stretch on the front of the right hip, the right thigh. And if you want to add more, reach up with your right hand. As you sort of reach down, imagine reaching your knee towards the floor, even though it's not going to move. Imagine it so you feel more length up the whole side of the body. All right, come on forward. Now I think we might have a figure four. Oh, no, we have pelvic circle. Okay, let's release ourselves from some of that stretch and just do a nice little circling of the hips. So again, I'm knees wide, feet grounded, hips grounded, safely on the chair. And I'm going to hinge forward, keep my knees wide, and then I'm going to hinge to the side, to the back, to the side, and to the front. So you're stirring the cauldron, so to speak. You can even bring your hands out and stir the cauldron as you do so. So we're hinging, shifting from one side of the sits bone to the other, and we're hinging at the hip crease. And then go the other way. Go the other way. Again, ground the feet. Keep the knees wide. They may want to draw in. Use your muscles to keep them right where they were. All right. Now, bring your feet together. Wiggle them in and out if you want. One more for the legs, and actually we're at the hips now. Let's take your left ankle to your right thigh. Other option would be to use stacked blocks or one block and bring your left foot, the outer ankle rests on the block, and you let the knee drop away. So you decide. Some of you guys have been doing this for a long time, so figure four is available. But there are days when when figure four doesn't feel good, right? All right. So for figure four, flex your foot, the cross leg. I have my left leg over, flex it. So here are my toes. Here's my ankle. Here's my knee. This is all in alignment. All right. And I'm sitting tall. Sit really tall. Now, if you want more, this is a lot. If you want more, it's taking that heart a little forward again. A little bit forward, not a lot. You're going to feel a stretch in your low back and your outer hip. So don't do anything, again, that would make you feel like you're efforting too much. You want to balance your ease with your effort. And ease is actually more important in this class because it's a gentle class. We're not really trying to effort too much. We just want to get our joints more flexible a little bit for our mobility. Go ahead and sit back up and cross the other side. Again, check that you got your foot flexed, toes, ankles, and knees are lined up. So it's not like you're angling weird. I don't know, I can't even do it. But, you know, if you feel like you're not lined up, check it. All right, same thing here. We sit tall, shoulders relaxed, ground the left foot, ground your sits bones, and if you want more, Heart moves slightly forward. Spine is long. Chin doesn't go up and chin doesn't go down. Chin just stays in line with the spine. The perfect posture. Go ahead and lift yourself back up. Bring the foot down. Wiggle your feet back and forth, and we're moving up to the ribs. Okay. So we started at the toes, then the feet, ankles, legs, hips. Time for this. All right, let's do some side bends first. So feet grounded, knees over your ankles, sitting at the edge of your chair. Use your core, engage your core. Right hand can hold the chair, or if you want a challenge, it can dangle. Left arm reaches up to the sky. Left hip and left foot really work to stay grounded as you side bend over to the right. So feel the left side has to work to keep them from tilting. Inhale back up. Other side. Right foot and right hip ground. Reach up to the sky. Make yourself long before you side bend. So don't think of so much collapsing. Think of lengthening. Even pull that right hip down. Inhale back up. Let's go to the side again. One more time each side. Inhale, arms up. Maybe your head turns to look at your inner arm. And then we'll go to the left side. Again, feel the work on the right side. Grounding as you go to the left. Let's do some easy twists. Take your left hand to your right knee. And you can take your right hand to the chair, or you can extend your arm back straight. The ribs will twist to the right. Your sits bones are still grounded pretty much. Some of us, the left hip might slip a little forward with a twist. Depends on how deep you take the twist, but we're really trying to keep the sits bones grounded. Take a look back over that right hand. And then turn back to center and then go over the left shoulder as you're reaching back or holding the chair. Turn your head back to neutral. Bring that hand down and just cross it over to the other side. Reach your left hand back. Ribs will now twist to the left. So above the belly button is the twist. Just twist to a place that feels available. Don't crank it so hard that you're having pain. So you just want to twist, just twist, get some movement. We're twisting the organs in the belly. We're twisting the muscles in the spine. Reach back, look back over that left hand. Watch your knees. Mine wanted to go in. I want to keep them straight and parallel. And then take a look over the right shoulder now, keeping the left arm reaching back. And then let's rest it down. So we got our twist. Let's do a cat and a cow. So for cat and cow this time, I want you to lead with your head, and it's somewhat different than we often lead with our midrib area. When you lead with your head, let's say I'm starting with the crown of my head, and then I'm bringing my chin down, and then for my cat pose, each vertebrae, let me go a little bit sideways, each vertebrae will follow until I make my cat back curve. I'll add some arms to this if you want. When I come up for cow, imagine you're like a turtle head. Turtle head comes up, lifts up, and then I start to arch my spine and lift up. So imagine you're a turtle moving back in its shell and out of its shell when you do this. All right, I'll stay to the side. So again, ground the feet. And it's up to you. You can leave your hands right on your thighs, or maybe you want to open them up and close them up. So for cat, which we'll start first, head is going to move down, arms can move up, and maybe make a big circle like you're hugging a tree. And then we're going to inhale, arms can just come back, head of the turtle's coming out, and lift up and feel your spine like a wave. And then do it again. Head leads. That time I let my back lead. Got to think about it. And then head leads coming up. Head leads. Poke out. And then lift the heart if you can. Let's go one more time. Head leads down. Round the spine. Good stretch in the upper back. Head leads. Turtle coming out of its shell. Feet are well grounded. And then hands come down. Let's do one of my favorites. We can do this standing, but we'll do it sitting today. Touching heaven, touching earth. So bring your hands together in a prayer, in front of your heart. Feet are parallel. Let's lift the right arm up and the left arm down. Flex your hands. Spread your fingers. Look up towards the right hand. Your feet are grounded. Your hips are grounded. Inhale deeply, and your exhale, bring your hands back together. And then we'll go to the other side. Reach to the heavens with the left hand and reach to the earth with the right hand, flexing your wrists, spreading your fingers, maybe look up. I know we haven't done necks yet because we haven't gotten there, but we're using our necks. Let's go one more time each side. If we were doing this standing, we would add a bent knee. We would add like a squat to it so that your ankles and your knees would also get a flexion. Bring it back together again. Inhale up. Oh, reach, 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 reach in both directions. And then come on back down. Ooh, feels good. I like that one a lot. Okay, next. I think we're on, we will do a couple shoulders and then we're going to do our necks. So shoulders. Just shrug your shoulders up. And then let your arms and hands be heavy. Exhale. Ha, or whatever you want to do. Maybe out the mouth. Shrug them up. And then relax them down. One more time, shrug up the way we don't want to walk around. And then relax. Notice the difference. We're still sitting tall, feet grounded, hips grounded. Feel those hip bones sitting in the chair, grounded down. Okay, shoulders some more. Bring your hands to your shoulders, and maybe your elbows can point towards me. And maybe your elbows can point towards the sky. So you're getting your triceps and a little bit of shoulder opener. Just go where it feels good. And then make a circle. Reaching back, reach your elbows towards each other in the back. And then reach your elbows down to the ground. And then go again. Reach your elbows forward. Again, do it in the range that works for you. It can be tiny, 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 as long as you're circling in the elbows. The way you get the triceps, though, is to lift the elbows towards the sky or lift the elbows out towards the side. And then come around, open it up, squeeze into your back body, squeeze together, and then roll around again. Let's do it one more time this direction. Elbows come up. If you can, maybe they come higher. Just as long as you feel a little stretch in the triceps, you go where you can, then widen them out. Squeeze a pencil between your shoulder blades, and then come on back down again. Shake it out. So squeezing the pencil reminds me of the W's. So we're going to do W's. So a good way to do W's at home when you're on your own is to do them at the wall. So you know that you're standing nice and tall, but right now it's going to be up to us to be honest with ourselves in the chair. So feet grounded, sits bones grounded, shoulders over hips. Reach your arms out in a kind of a loose W. So palms face forward, shoulders relaxed, core engaged. Inhale, and when you exhale, draw your elbows towards each other. Maybe they can come a little behind your ribs in the back. And then squeeze your upper arms towards each other and feel the shoulder blades pulling together as the chest opens. And then we'll do it again. So if you're at the wall, you'll be able to see if your back is standing nice and tall. And as you bring your elbows in, they're sliding, the arms are sliding along the wall. So it's really a good way to look at your posture, the head forward, the body forward. This strengthens the back of your upper body to help lift the front of your body. You're squeezing like you're trying to squeeze a pencil. Let's go one more time. Reach out. Inhaling out, exhale, squeeze your elbows towards each other. Open the chest, bring those upper arms towards each other, and then relax it down. Whew, that's work, isn't it? Head. Let me see what time it is. Okay, we'll do head. I'm pretty much on time. Okay. So I call this Colleen's neck stability because I got this from Colleen that teaches at the yoga center. So we're going to sit up nice and tall. And you know how you have 7 cervical vertebrae? Does somebody have a question?
Yeah.
Boys. Yeah? Ah, Paula, who has a question? Oh, it's at Wayne's house. Wayne, I guess Wayne, do you want to be open or you want me to mute you? Because you are not muted right now. Okay. All right. So we have 7 cervical vertebrae that's along the neck. The very top one, we want to imagine that just that top vertebrae is what we want to do teeny little nods and imagine that is what we're nodding over, that joint, the first cervical vertebrae. So little teeny nods, and then maybe little teeny circles with your nose. So your nose is circling, and these are small motion. Imagine you could even see your skeleton, and you can see your head doing these little motions over the first vertebrae. Maybe the second one is involved too. All right, let's go a little deeper. So start from a neutral seat, crown of the head over the pelvis, and then take your chin and pull it back. You can even take your finger to your chin and move it back. And as you move it back, feel the back of the neck lengthen. So you feel like you're stretching the back of the neck up the crown, and then release, and then do that again. Gently pulling the chin back, not really tucking it deep, but pulling it back when you feel the back of the neck lengthen. And then release. And now let's take the right ear to the right shoulder, left ear to the sky, or whatever that feels good for you, that you're getting a stretch in the right side of the neck. If you want to add more, let the left hand dangle, heavy. If you want to add more, reach the left arm out and then bring that hand in, lift your head, and just go to the other side. Again, feel the stretch up the right side just with the weight of your head. Don't force it. Use your breath nice and deep. Right hand can dangle. If you want more stretch, only if you want more. You can reach out if you want more. Sort of an out and down feeling, so you feel the stretch down the arm and the neck. And then bring your hand in, lift your head up. Let's go to the right again with the right ear. Now turn your right ear towards your shoulder. Now take your nose and draw an angled line up to the top left so that you're going to look up towards the ceiling. And then follow back down that angled line towards your shoulder. So your head is tilted, turned, and also rotating. So these are getting into some of the lower cervical vertebrae. Let's do this one more time. So imagine you have a ruler and your nose is following the ruler up to the upper left and then back down to your shoulder. You're looking down at your shoulder and then turn your ear to the shoulder and then lift your head back up. And just notice how one side of your body will. You might have even felt that somewhat in your back because you're trying to keep yourself stable. You might feel a little sensation in your back. Let's go ahead to the left. Again, let the head drop, only the weight of the head. And then turn your head to the shoulder. So nose, wherever it ends, don't force it. And then follow the diagonal line up to the right and down to the left. We'll do 3 of them like we did. So using your breath, inhaling as your nose lifts, exhaling as it comes back and looks down towards your shoulder or towards the floor. Inhale up and exhale down. Turn the left ear down, nose forward. Lift your head up. And then just move in any way you want. You might want to move the shoulders a little bit, shake out the hands. And with what time we have left, I'm going to offer a couple standing poses and then we'll come back down. So if you want to get out of the chair, we're going to have the chair on the mat, so it's safely on the mat. You don't need your blocks. Make sure anything is out of the way. We're going to do balance on 2 feet. So I'll stand sideways, but you guys can have your chair right on your mat, right in front of you with the high side of the chair facing you. And I'm standing so that I can comfortably relax my shoulders and that my tips of my fingers rest on the chair. I'm in my parallel feet. And if you're in the chair, we're going to be lifting on our toes again, the balls of our feet. So you could do that in the chair. If you're standing, let's go ahead and inhale and lift the heels to a place that feels okay for you and stretch the front of your ankles and flex your toes by pressing into the ground. And then with control, see if you can slowly, slowly let the heels down. So maybe you started that with just a little tiny lift. It's okay. It doesn't matter. And let's do it again. 2 more times. We'll inhale, lifting up towards the balls of the feet. You decide how high. Maybe you want to try one hand off. Doesn't have to. Other hand off. Maybe both hands for a second. And then lower back down with control. Let's do one more time. You do whatever level of this you want, your choice. Inhale up, definitely putting more weight into the fronts, the balls of the feet. And then lower back down. Okay, I'm going to face you now. We're going to do these little things called step outs. Again, the chair is there for your support, for your balance. If you don't feel like you need it, you don't have to do it. We're going to start in mountain pose behind the chair. And I'm going to raise my arms up as I step my left foot just a little bit out towards the side and I come to a kind of little wide stance. And then I'm going to bring my arms down as I bring my feet together. And then I'm going to do the same with the right. Step out, shift your weight onto the foot, and then back. So I've got my arms out. If you feel better keeping your hands on the chair, absolutely do that. So we're just doing a side step, not real wide, just enough that you can bring your foot down and your hips are still facing forward. It's up to you if you want to add the arms in. I know we're going slow, but slow sometimes is harder, right? For balance, especially. All right, now we're going to vary it up just a tiny bit. So in the chair, in the chair, you could have just widened your leg and stepped out one side and the other. Now we're going to do it with our foot slightly turned out. And what I want you to think about is you are about to step out and step in that direction. You're going to turn your foot and your head and your hand in that direction, like you're going to head that way, someone you see, and then you change your mind and you come back. So I'm going to do it without the chair in front of me so you can see what my feet are doing. So I'm going to step out, arm can reach out like, hey, hey, and then bring yourself back together again. And then we'll do it with the right. Step out, so your foot's turning slightly out, your knee will bend a little bit, you're going to reach and try to call somebody, and then change your mind. Nope, I don't want to talk to them right now. Let's go again. So you're shifting your weight. You can bend your knee again. These are all add-ons, bending the knee a little deeper, and then come back in. Shift your weight, step out. Hi. Oh, nope, that wasn't who I thought it was. All right, shake it out. My clock is going off. You put the timers on so I can know what to move through in class. Okay, let's do tree. So I have the chair to my left. You can always have the chair in front of you and turn yourself sideways so you don't have to move the chair around. Let's start with standing on the left foot. So we mountain pose, feet well grounded, lift and spread the toes. Plant the toes back down. Hand to the chair. Shift your weight to the left. Bend the right knee and turn your knee out. So I still have my ball of my foot on the ground. And then it's up to you. You can leave it down. Most of your weight is going to be on the left foot. Maybe you come to the big toe. Maybe you're holding the chair. Maybe you're not. And if you want to come off the foot, now if you're sitting in a chair, you can do the same thing with the leg extended and turn out the other leg, turn out the right leg and bring it to the left thigh with the leg extended. So you look like a tree pose sitting. Now again, check your balance. maybe on and off. Feel yourself lifting up out of the standing leg, shoulders relaxed. And go ahead and bring your knee forward and down. Shake it out. Shake it out. Do little circles. All right. Um, you don't have to switch the chair if it was in front, but if you did move the chair to the side, let's switch it so you can actually comfortably touch it if you need to. Mountain pose first. Shift your weight to the right foot now, but keep the right side long. Don't sink into it. Keep it long and lifted. Bend the left knee. Turn the left knee out. Test your balance. Maybe come to your toe. You can put your toe up and down if you want. And again, you decide what you want to do with your balance. You might want to let go for a second. Maybe you want to let go for a longer time. Lifting up and out of that standing leg. And get ready. We're going to close it up. Bring your knee forward and step it down. And let's do a couple of just empty coat sleeves before we sit back down. I have to move my chair out of the way or I'll bang it. So we're just going to let our arms swing. And knees are soft. And you might be shifting your weight side to side. Losing my voice now. Good time to lose it. End of class. Shift your weight. Let your shoulders relax. Just be an easy swinging doll. Head and neck relaxed. And then come in a little bit slower, slower, slower. Bring your feet together. I'm going to do one more thing. It's kind of a fun thing with the wrists. Speaking of floppy. So lift your arms in front of you with the palms facing you. And I have my elbows bent. And then I just want to let my wrists, like I'm trying to shake something off. Just sort of shake it away. So we're moving our wrists. And now go the other way. Turn your palms down and shake. So I'm not using muscles to make my wrist move. It's just moving with momentum. So shake off any excess energy because we're going to come down to the chair if you're not in the chair already. And let's move back to the chair. We're going to do a warrior flow and then we'll do a couple minutes of shavasana. So warrior, we're sitting to the edge of the chair. And let's sit with the feet wide. You have the option of straddling the corner of your chair as well. So you choose which way you want to go with the legs, but they're in that V shape, feet are grounded. And we're going to inhale, excuse me, inhale and keep the ribs facing forward as your arms reach out and turn your head to look over your right fingers. Back hand to the chair, that left hand down, right arm up. Lift it up towards the sky, reach for the sky, and maybe side bend back. Just find that almost like the heaven and earth pose, you're reaching up. And then we're going to come back to warrior two. Turn your head through center and just go look to the left, reaching forward and back. Fingers spread. Right hand down, left hand up. Reach towards the sky. Ground the feet, keep the knees wide. And then back to warrior two. And then hands to thighs. One more time, a little tiny forward fold. Feet grounded, knees wide. Just go to a place that feels like you're kind of releasing your back, not trying to strain it in any way, just a little forward fold. And then bring your feet back together again. And sit back in your chair. So sit back in your chair or go find a place to lay down if you want to lay on the floor or on a sofa. And I'm going to read a little meditation for your Shavasana called Seven Chakras. And I'm going to have you, if you want, you don't have to, you can always just imagine yourself touching the part of your body I ask you to touch. So we'll find our relaxed state. Again, if you're in the chair, you can just slide back, relax the shoulders down, relax the arms. Actually, I'll be having you do something with your arms, but if you find it disturbing, just ignore me and relax however you want. So, as I mentioned, this is called seven chakras. So, let's start by just finding the easy breath, the natural breath. Don't have to breathe in any particular way. Let your body breathe you rather than you intend the breath to be a certain way. Check for relaxation, letting the muscles release and relax. So, we're going to do little mantras. So, the first one, you would put your hands over your low belly, below your belly button, your first chakra, your root chakra, and say to yourself, I am loved. I am loved. Easy breath. And then move your hands to a little bit higher, but still below the belly button. I am loving. This is your sacral chakra. Think of where your sacrum is in the back. That's the kind of the level of your hands. I am loving. And then you move your hands to above the belly button to the solar plexus area. Say to yourself, I radiate love. I radiate love. Check in that you're still super relaxed no matter where you place your hands. There's no effort here. Just move if you want. Hearts move to your heart center, right over your heart. And say to yourself, I love. I love. If it's comfortable to move your hands up to your throat area, move them there and say to yourself, I express love. I express love. And then we move our hands to our forehead. Giving palm over palm, or you can just rest your hands, the palms of your hands on the forehead. Just find a comfortable way to touch your forehead. And say, I embody love. I embody love. And then the last place we'll move our hands, if you can reach for it, fine. If not, just imagine touching the top of your head and say to yourself, I am love. I am love. Easy breath. And then release your hands when you're ready. Bring them back to someplace comfortable, maybe on your lap, maybe at your heart center again. Come back to your breath, still quiet in the mind. And then we're going to bring our hands together in the gesture of prayer. Keep your thumb and your pinky finger together, but let the middle fingers bloom away. So your second, third, and fourth fingers move away from each other like a lotus flower. Spread them, make your flower as big as you can. Just breathe over the flower. We'll close the class with a sound of 1 ohm. So prepare your breath with a deep inhale. Om. Close up the flower. Bring your thumbs to your forehead for kind thoughts, to your lips for kind words. Palm over palm, again, filling yourself with love and compassion, and send that out to all the people around you. Namaste.
Thank you, Diana. Great class.
Thanks. I'm going to stop the recording if I can figure it out. Let's see, recording. Stop.